thank you very much for this enlightening conversation. And I really like that word, instead of underprivileged, underserved. I think here our government has a major role to play. Let's see how it goes. If all the government schools which have such huge infrastructures, millions of teachers enrolled, withdrawing salary from the taxes that people like you and me pay, if they all do their job well, I think we will be there where we want to reach. So if we move on to the questions, question number one, Shukla ma'am, is as per NP 2020, mother language is to be used till grade 5. To what extent can we justify this?
Okay, all my schools are English medium schools. Okay, and I choose my schools to be English medium purely because if you want to give equal education to all children, irrespective of which background they come from, then for equality you need the business language. For equality you need a language that will get them interviews, get them jobs, get them give them the confidence to do well and be successful. But that's very cosmetic. Okay, I think children do learn very comfortably well in their own mother tongue. I believe in that. But if we were to convert all learning in mother tongue, it would be a very, very difficult and complicated issue, because in schools such as ours, we have children who are, I have children who have from various regions of the country, and we will not be able to have 5 mother tongue mediums. I have Telugu, Kannada, Tamil. I have children from orphanages that come from Manipur. How will, as an institution, we'll be able to run a school in mother tongue? And I think the same thing applies in government schools as well. So I therefore believe that whatever is being taught has to be taught well. If it is the saddest thing is that even the vernacular medium government schools are not running well, and therefore the general level of education is poor. Before I end, I have to say that the day politicians' children go to vernacular medium schools, and the day government school teachers' children go to government schools, then only will there be an equal education.
Right. Well said. I think our idea as teachers should be to make the concepts clear to the children. Medium of language can be any, as long as we can communicate and convey our message.
Yes.
I think we have done it. Question number 2, ma'am. What has been the impact of providing education to the underserved, as per your terms, in terms of their confidence and sense of achievement?
I think I have 11 of my students who have got scholarships and who have represented the country in global youth leadership summits in San Diego. I have students who are now doing excellently well in reputed universities like Ashoka University, Azim Premji University, some of the best colleges in Bangalore. I have students who are studying in National Law College. If you give them the belief, the self-belief that they can do it, if you believe that they can do it, then for sure the impact is enormous. The confidence level has to be high. The belief has to be high.
Completely agree with you.
Yeah.
We move on to the last question of the day. Education needs to be linked with the needs of society and industry. So I think the question must have been, how do you, and obviously you've answered it in your previous question also, but I'll repeat, education needs to be linked with the needs of society and industries. How?
You know what? I don't agree with this. I don't think education needs to be linked with the needs of society. I mean, definitely with the needs of society, but not necessarily industries. I think the whole issue is education is not only for employment. Education is for living. I think that if we are able to bring in the understanding of what true education is and are able to develop highly creative, critical thinkers, problem solvers with reasoning skills, children that have high resilience, they are able to ask questions. When we are able to bring out children and create children who are able to go to the next level in society, they will automatically be in sync with employment. But our focus should not be creating employees. Our focus should not be to create consumers, but our focus should be to create citizens.
Awesome. Very well answered. Thank you, ma'am.
Namaste. My name is Ganesh. I'm calling from Chennai. I think the way you were talking about your children, you are almost reflecting Mother Teresa, a mother for all the children. Congratulations to you all. I have two questions to ask you. One is, did you have migrant population being affected in the continuity of learning, since you've been dealing with the slum children? Did you have that migrant population? Because the little work we have done, we have seen that especially in the urban schools for underserved, there's a huge challenge of migrant population. How do you deal with that? That's one. The second question is, only you, we can ask this question only to you. You've been in the corporate world, you've been a CEO of RCI. Are there any lessons as a CEO from the corporate which you brought in education?
Okay, great questions. Okay, first question, yes, we do have migrant population, and our learning is fascinating. We did have migrant population from especially construction workers from Andhra Pradesh, some from Chennai, a lot from Orissa, who would live in these slum settlements, and we identified them and we brought their children to school. We knew that their tenure in our school would be at risk because migrant population keeps moving, and they would obviously be pulled out of school and taken to some other. But what is very, very fascinating is at least 60% of the migrant population have stayed on permanently, because they are so happy with their children going to happy schools that they have also converted their profession, and they have stayed on in the locality for longer than they had otherwise planned to. So we've been able to convert migrant population to regular daily wage labor. Now we are converting daily wage labor to permanent employees, and that is our intervention that is going on. Yeah. So, but yeah, I agree that migrant population is a bit of a risk, and you have to deal with it carefully. What was your second question? I can't remember.
The second question was, you've been a CEO of RCA?
Okay. What is? Yeah. In many sense, it helped me to get started very quickly. I didn't want to go to venture capital. I didn't want to go to grant makers for money. Because I earned well as a CEO, I had kept aside savings, and I began Parikrma with my own personal savings. I didn't go to anyone for funds, but of course, I was a professional. I didn't come from a business family, and therefore I ran out of funds within 7-8 months, and therefore but by 7-8 months I had enough of Parikrma impact to show, and therefore I could go for CSR funds. That corporate training helped me to do that. Also, my corporate leadership position helped me to take some strategic decisions and planning, and helped me to do business plans far more effectively than if I hadn't been in the corporate world, So yes, it did help me.